No, because people say the nudge has to be something else. Right.
All right, going, Chris.
Yes, okay.
AKA Sergeant Arms.
Yeah, so, pledge of allegiance today. Please join me in pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that. And over here, we have a test. Before we test. First.
Is it the truth?
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
And third.
Will it build good and better friendships?
Over here.
Is it beneficial to all concerned? Oh, sorry. Sorry, too much coffee this morning, too much coffee.
Number 5.
Also,
Fun.
is it fun?
Okay.
Bacon, aloha.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, sir.
I know, I'm sorry.
How are you, buddy? All right, Eileen, are you ready for your inspirational comment of the day?
And the quote today comes from Albert Einstein and it says, "Be a voice, not an echo." I know.
Nice. All right. Welcome to our visitors. See a few. Rochelle, you want to introduce your visitor there?
Sure. This is my visitor, John Olander. And he's here to see how much fun we have in Rotary and if we can rope him into the program.
Nice.
I did see him at the cornbread right now.
Good to see you, John.
Gonna help you with the project today?
Yes, always.
And then Amy has a few.
Sam talked, he's the teen and youth director at the Everett YMCA and Camp Casey assistant director. What's the director?
Assistant camp director up there.
All right.
Yeah.
And then Jordan, you want to introduce your guest?
My name is Hudson.
Hudson?
Yeah.
All right. Did I miss anybody? Guest wise? Doesn't look like it. Nobody online? Yes, all right. Birthdays, Chris Nodegaard on the 3rd. Spouse birthdays. Brian Lewandowski,
Oh my
don't
gosh.
forget, tomorrow.
You guys, February 1st is the weirdest day. It's like Jan 32nd is what I've decided. It is. Thank you. It is tomorrow.
We're here to help. Chris, you too. Karen's birthday's coming up, don't forget.
I walked, I did one time and it wasn't good.
You were 6'6" and now you're 6'1".
Anniversaries, Raquel and Jeff Pegram on the 2nd.
How many years?
I
Oh, we don't do math this early.
didn't. Well, I did the next one years because it's my anniversary, so I had to remind myself when I was doing this, so.
He's in having a colonoscopy right now.
I didn't, you went there, I didn't.
Then you should share.
I was gonna throw a joke like Raquel got him a present for his anniversary and it's.
Yeah.
Because out of school that he was doing self-care.
Thank you.
Consider self-care.
Yes, absolutely. Put it in that perspective.
Jeff does like self-care.
So it is my anniversary coming up on the 6th, so 32.
You're in it to win it now.
Yeah. I'm stuck. Announcements, Joyce's services on the 15th at St. John's Episcopal at 2 p.m. And Gary said there's a reception to
There's a
follow.
reception following, and then there's a reception on February 16th at the senior center from 1 to 4. And I'll have a little more information for you.
And then we have amazing blood drive today,
We have amazing. blood
right
drive
after this.
today. 36 appointments are filled, that's 36 pints, and it's gonna help a lot of people.
Nice.
And thank you to Lori and Cara, sorry, for volunteering to man the desk. Because it is really a fun, volunteer position, so the next time we have blood drive, make sure you watch for the sign up sheet, because you guys should be clamoring to get in there, it's super fun, and there's snacks.
Yep.
And if you're here all day, I think what is it, every 2 hours you can give a pint of blood?
No, I think it's every 25 minutes.
You'll be fine. The fire station's right down the road.
Amy, I realized I signed up to volunteer and I never signed up to give blood, so we'll have to work that out.
That's okay. Yeah, they'll fit you in.
Well, that sucks.
You did that last time.
All right, let's do some reports. Lori. All good, nice.
Doing awesome.
Money's there. We're looking good. Secretary's report.
Okay, it's gonna be a long list.
Okay.
The next board meeting is February 19th at Sherwood at 5:30. In my capacity as chairman of the Greater Lake Stevens Chamber, I want to thank those who signed up for Comedy Night Out, which is on February 7th, starting at 6 p.m. at the Food Bank. On Joyce's memorial and funeral, her obituary is in today's paper. We decided to send get a bouquet of flowers. Thank you, Eileen. And in today's obituary down at the bottom, in lieu of flowers, please donate to the Lake Stevens Rotary, Lake Stevens Food Bank, and I think St. John's Episcopal Church. But we're still gonna send flowers. And now switching to another role as president of Sherwood Community Service, I'm gonna send around a sheet, and if anybody would like to donate a basket for our gala on April 5th, please feel free to do so. We're going out to the community a little bit. Tracy is secretary, I'm the president, so there's two of us, and Eileen is here. Lance is at a different meeting today. We sold the community thrift to another thrift in the town up above. Yeah, Arlington. And apparently they're at the Marysville Chamber today, and that will be announced there. And so whatever you can do would be helpful. And then just a reminder, district conference, May 2nd to the 4th at Kalila. Ryan, James, I, Chris are on the district conference committee. And they're really trying to get clubs to get as many people out. So you can go on their website and if you want to come. Should be a fun, the magic of road. And Dave's got a lot of things planned, so it could be a fun weekend. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Brian.
Got nothing, everything's great, fantastic. And what I'm doing is just incredible, I'm keeping a lot of it to myself.
And you're gonna have a new neighbor,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there's a petition going around that I'm trying to prevent that, and it's, I mean, since the mayor's here, I can't give it to him, but yeah, it's until the market machine shows up in my office,
That's
we
not
don't
the
need
mayor.
new neighbors.
I guess we need new glasses for you. The mayor's not.
That's what I said, since the mayor's not.
I saw the new door security company over there setting up all the doors and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I've got a partition board that we're
It's the kids
bringing
that
in.
riffraff out of my.
Bars, so we can grab that every now and then. But again, if one machine shows up, I'm welcoming to any neighbor.
If there's chili.
I love you so much.
Alright. Well, thanks. Eileen, Club Services?
Yes, so I ordered a huge, well, $200 giant bouquet for Joyce. And in more celebratory colors than somber colors, because I feel like that really represents the person that she was. And that's really all I have to report. They will be delivered, so we don't have to worry about schlepping them. And if anybody knows anybody who needs to pick me up, the cards that were all requested to be sent were sent.
Thank
you. So if anybody needs anything, oh, and I will have the contract for the venue for you, and I'm just gonna, I have it, I just need to send it to you.
Okay,
Just out of curiosity, are they going to the church or are they going to the family?
They're going to the church.
Oh, nice.
Going to the church.
nice.
So, and that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Community Services, Michelle.
Community services, nothing, but we do have an event coming up. I'm still trying to solidify the date. It's either gonna, well, now that I just found out the board meeting is moved. On my calendar, so I had it February 11, maybe we'll do the 12th. We're gonna do for February is the month of love, so we're gonna do an I Love Rotary. Happy hour up at Rustic Fork. And Raquel and I are working on putting together a little pop-up florist. So that some people can buy flowers if they'd like, little things to you know, we're not making money off it, it's just it's really a service, so I'm looking forward to that, but I'll put out and I'll call and let everybody know the date, but either 11 or 12.
Could you on the 5th, my anniversary on the 6th, so maybe I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah, I was thinking we'd get you real quick to that,
Yeah.
so we could, we'll definitely move it for you.
You said you didn't quite have the date yet?
No, because Kelsey has to check with Teresa, and then,
That Valentine's Day week.
pardon?
That Valentine's Day week.
Yes, it will definitely be before Valentine's Day, so any flowers you buy, will still be fresh and, beautiful on Valentine's.
Thank you. Foundation, Bob.
I did reach out to Kendra, we don't have a date set, but I'm actually working on that, so every Rotary every year is coming up, get ready.
Okay,
And then, I'm very pleased to, know that 2 people volunteered to be on the committee, to talk about article bylaws and policies.
Nice.
With Debbie, so we'll try to get started next week, so.
I think. Who did you say?
John, Bedford, and Debbie.
Oh, I think James raised his hand too. Did he reach out to you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll help too.
Long time ago.
That's exciting.
That's
All right.
favorites.
Yeah. All these bylaws. Man, I'm.
Not as dry as you.
I'm-
It's worse.
I get shivers. All right, thanks for that though. Awesome. International, Chris?
Nothing new there, so everything's going forward down there. If anybody wants to go down there, let me know.
Membership, Kyle or Kyle aren't here. I do, know we have, and I didn't mention him as a guest because he's here all the time, but Robert submitted his application, so we'll review that at the board meeting. It's a pretty grueling and rigorous process, so,
I did write a long-winded answer to some of the questions. but
Perfect.
it's Limited to a certain amounts. I had to cut it to about 1/8 of what I had already written.
Do you know Brian? Is that-
I don't know. Yeah. Very strange.
You can attach-
They give you this much room, but you can only fill like that
Is
much.
there no room for attachments?
You could attach.
You can
can
attach 6 pages if you want, I think it goes up to.
Oh,
no, that's
No,
perfect.
down.
yeah, yeah.
Like a PowerPoint
We should put the
presentation.
membership application online. We should make it an online form like all of our other.
Yeah.
forms.
But I
that's
think,
what I did.
yeah, there's a button on our website, but I don't know.
Brings up a PDF though, right?
Yeah, I think it does bring up a PDF. I like the fillable, just right. Then they can write as much,
We'll work on that.
they
right?
can just.
So
Say
you get to give
what,
a talk in front of the club shortly, and you'll be able to tell us everything that you.
Yeah.
We're going to write out.
Perfect.
ask Kara, that's pretty grueling, right? Yeah.
Torches.
Yeah. All right, vocational, I don't see Kristen and Lance is gone. Programs, Kendra, you on there? No. Public image, Rand?
Thank you, Ron
Yeah.
and Chris and Gary for changing the date so that James could join our meeting the other night. We had a good time. We talked website, we talked printed materials, we talked farmers market. We made no decisions. It was a really good meeting and James has been our webmaster for years. So thank you for that, James, and he's gonna be very helpful as we move forward.
All right. All right, Chris.
James is here.
Oh,
International.
okay, well, you guys are, you're co-chairing it?
Well, Mr. President, did we identify all of our guests here today?
I think we did.
Did you?
Jordan Hudson, are you?
You mentioned them earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I lost something at the house, I had to find it. All right. Well, since you're here. Pressure's on.
Yeah.
Nice three numbers, nice and loud.
4, 5, 6.
Oh my gosh, really?
Great.
Hey, Greg.
Oh. That was
Part of your allowance, Jordan.
Actually, I think you should give the money to Jordan for drawing the deal.
fine, like lunch, juice. Uh-uh. 90 minutes left.
Our speaker here.
Yes.
Yep.
No.
All right, Mr. President, are you happy?
I'm very happy. Happy Friday. Good to see this big crowd here with smiling faces. Apologize, I gotta leave a little early because I got granddad duty again today, so.
Rotary Grand.
Yeah.
All right, good morning, folks online. Let's start with Don. Are you happy?
Well, yeah, I've been holding down the South by Southwest annex of the Lake Stevens Rotary. Been a tough job. It kind of feels a little bit like summer camp, but I can get over that. Having a lot of fun down here.
Good deal. And good morning, Dan.
Good morning. I'm happy because my parents just came and spent a week with us, and it was really nice to have them here and also to see them go. So
Just like when you visited them, right?
yep.
Okay. All right, Cara.
Good morning. I am happy that, I'd already paid dues this morning. Went to pay again, so that was a nice little treat.
Morning, sir.
Morning, and I'm happy. Boy, the last 10 days, we've seen the sun. Yeah, I was happy about that. It was also interesting, we live out on Storm Lake, and it was interesting to see it freeze over.
Wow.
And I wouldn't go walking on it because it was probably that thick. But it was very interesting to see that happen. And then this afternoon, we're off to Whistler.
Nice.
More of those things are pretty good too.
So you may be bringing snow back with you.
Well, it's supposed to snow here while we're gone,
There you go.
but we'll see.
Been cold with no reward.
That's correct.
Really?
No, I wouldn't say that's that. The sun
mean-
was rewarding,
Yes.
but.
I mean, when Florida gets snow and we don't get snow, there's something wrong with this
Oh,
city.
yeah.
Morning, Eileen.
Good morning. I am just happy it's Friday.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. I'm happy it's Friday and looking forward to the Sherwood Gala in April. So please buy your tickets now. It's a great event.
All right, I'm happy today and every day.
Happy today. When I sold the store, I sold my children's jobs. I told them that they could start looking, they had to start looking by January. that Jillian did, and she's got an interview.
They couldn't be part of the package, the state.
They didn't want to be part of the package.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You're done. Happy, yeah, I loved the sunshine, or the sun, I really like, I mean, there's snow, I like to look at snow, but had a chance to meet with Eileen and do some baskets for the Sherwood game, so we're happy about that, and Tara's gonna do an assignment for me, so very much. You have such amazing stuff. That's gonna be hard.
By the time I joined the club, Joyce had become kind of incapacitated. So I didn't have a chance to get to know her like many of you, but I just want to express my sincere condolences to you for her passing. I know how hard it is to lose a friend, so happier times ahead.
Morning, just happy.
You like happy?
Yeah, yeah, really busy business, so.
That's good. Mr. Jacobson.
Olander, good try.
I'm happy, this to be,
Sorry.
Oh, it's, no, he called, what do you call him, Dave?
Dave, get that guy a uniform.
Okay.
Seymour.
Yeah.
Seymour.
I'll get him a shirt with his name on it. We'll get him a name tag.
no, it's happy, to be, just involved with some of these great people that are here. Thank you.
Some of these great people.
So.
These are some rumors.
Yeah.
So how is our international traveler?
Excellent. I had lots of, happy to put in there. We had a great trip to Paris since I've seen you guys. And then I was in Florida for the snow and, opening an office across the street next to the world's worst neighbor. Super excited. I'm on my upswing.
Have you fortified the place there so?
Have I what?
Fortified the place so it doesn't bother you?
Home Alone did.
Oh, not yet, but that's a really good idea.
I locked
Well, I bought some
I
fair.
left 3 skunks in there before I left yesterday, so your office will smell really.
Wolves?
Just
I put my wolf in there.
definitely.
No, your skunks are gone.
No, they're in there.
We
Armadillo.
relocated them.
See, is it fair to all concerned?
It is. It sure isn't fair to this guy, right? And the rest of the community,
He's
my
only gonna
neighbor.
pay a quarter to use his microwave.
Hey, we're out. You can't just expect someone to loan you their microwave.
Well, I already got a punch card. You don't have a punch card.
What? Because it costs electricity, wear and tear.
Yeah,
If you bring the margarita machine, we might work at the.
This.
Chris, I can see you got a lot of work getting done at that office.
Okay, so, Brian is a pain in my ass, but it's gonna be so fun because there are doors between our offices internally, so we can
Okay.
open up the spaces. And we can do meetings there, events there, happy hours there, whatever, we can go there, whatever we need to do. I'm really looking forward to having that new space. I bought a giant 92-inch table, seats 10, so we can use it for all kinds of community.
No, the landlord's great. He's like, you can take out any wall you want. This thing's
He's
1380.
like,
And
you
then
should
close
really
it
take that
same.
wall out.
So we can
You
take
should
out
do
our
this.
wall, I mean, if we want.
So I brought Hayden
Make a
in,
lot more room for calisthenics.
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
you don't play yoga
Calisthenics.
studio.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Well, that's good, Chris. I'm glad you're happy.
We need to move on.
You too.
February 1st, but I was going to write it.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Excellent. How's school going?
It's Friday, so no school
You had 4 days this week, 4 days last week. What's the deal?
Well, we had like MLK Day, then the semester ended, so it was a teacher work day while they like got all the report cards and stuff.
Okay. And you're passing on, so you're moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What else did we do on the teacher work day? We went out with Dr. Templeton and supported I Love Lake. Trying to get more people to vote yes for the bond and support our community for today and forever.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I did a lot of honking. Does that count?
Yes, I did too.
We heard you.
All of them honking. Good. And we also went to Whistler and had like the time of our lives. It was amazing. I was like trying to take pictures. It didn't do it justice. I was like, put it on my core memory. Yeah, our Lewandowski's are good and we won $5 and we're gonna give it back. There we go.
Morning.
Morning, how you doing?
Good. Thank you.
All right, good morning, everybody. I've got $3 and they're all happy. And so first of all, it's a thank you, Abby. Thank you, everybody, last week. Your support meant so much to us, and to have the team up there with the I Love Lake Stevens campaign and the we're gonna support the bond. So that came out as well. So thank you, Gary, for that, and Ron. Really critical as we think about going forward. So this is our campaign, I Love Lake Stevens. If there's any business that would like to get a picture of you with your business, we're putting that on our social media. Already we have Grocery Outlet, we've got the Rotary Club. We also have the chicken. I know that, I got that. I did, we found the chicken, so now a picture of the chicken with, it's kind of a little feather, it's holding the sign just like that. And actually, and Chris Pratt, so that was somebody's idea from a week ago, so we reached out and he said, yeah, I'll hold the sign. So
Wow, awesome.
The last thing is that validation, the mayor's not here, but that's what Brett has been saying from the beginning. Validation means that if you don't have enough people that show up to vote, that the whole thing gets thrown out because it was invalid because not enough people came out. So I've never thought I would hustle for no votes. Okay, a yes vote or a no vote or any combination, I need 11,363.
Mary, I didn't know that either.
Right,
Yeah.
so
The no's count towards the.
that's
Yeah.
right. So I'm not necessarily hustling for no votes, but I will take any combination of 11,363. We don't have very many right now. I'm hoping that folks, it's on their counter, that they're gonna get it out of that little envelope. There's only one thing on the ballot, it's just the school district. So if you know anybody, and if you know anybody who knows anybody, and they have not yet voted, I beg you, please have them get that ballot in. And I also understand, I heard that the Yes campaign is gonna be at Costco for just an hour tomorrow from 10 to 11. No snow. But there's a lot of people going to Costco thinking that the snow is coming. So
Yeah.
we'll be just reminding people to vote yes. That's the citizens campaign. And honking, yeah, I think honking does count. So if you see us out there, honk if you want to come and join us for an hour from 10 to 11 or by the roundabout gas station. Okay, thank you.
And we have 11 days to get it in, right?
Yes, on February 11th. So it's not like, oh, in April, February 11th. So we are down to the wire.
Mine's in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Debbie,
Yeah, if you're wondering if you can still get to the ballot box, you can. There's a sign there that directs you. You
Yep.
can wander through and get to it real easily, even with construction, so.
hopefully that'll be better after today.
Yeah, and the mayor put up an additional sign over by the chicken drive-in, so it's helpful.
The city put it on their Facebook page to
Yep.
let it know it's not closed.
Because this last week between the I Love Lake Stevens and the Remember to Vote and the Vote Yes, I've been on a lot of different places, holding a lot of different signs and waving.
Is that on the corner?
That's my thing. I go to street corners, but I think that the honking actually makes a huge difference for us when we're cold and the sun has gone down. But the wave and the honking and the thumbs up, so please do that if you can't join us. I am on the citizens committee, and so I can say yes. Maybe heard it, but I'm on the citizens committee, so please join us at Costco. I will be buying $1.50 hot dogs for anyone who's interested. That was my husband's, he said I will come if I get $1.50 hot dogs.
I like Costco.
There we go.
Yeah, so, the Rotary Club had sponsored a truck for the food bank. So I'm actually sending in a check today, to get a new truck. The kicker is that, I get to fly to Milwaukee, Wisconsin and do a 29-hour drive back.
You need help.
Oh, I'll be fine. It'll be kind of fun, I think. Yeah, but there will be a Rotary Club logo driving around Lake Stevens. Thank you to the club for supporting them.
You need like beef jerky and water and Cheetos, or what's your go-to?
Costco.
I love snacks.
Right.
So any.
And hot
Come to the food.
Hot dogs.
blood drive.
I'll fill my pockets with hot dogs. Hot dogs.
Let us know today. Let us know when it's ready as you
I
want.
am donating blood today. 11 o'clock. Yeah,
Let us know when you're going.
I will. I haven't booked the flight yet.
Okay,
But-
we will have a snack back.
Don't they have
Snack box.
So finding a
Snack box
truck
for the
that like
truck.
fit the parameters of what the food bank wanted, was like a larger engine that would actually haul a lot of food, but not the like huge box on there. And so it's an 18-foot box, which is kind of like a rarity, I guess, for box trucks. So it took a long time to find one that actually was like in the price budget that we had and everything like that with the lift gate and all the things. So I finally found one. It's used, but it's a diesel truck that had less than 100,000 miles.
300 plus.
Yeah, no,
One
one of our board members, her son's a mechanic for Penske, and he was like the one that was like, yeah, that's a great truck to buy. It's awesome. So I'm really excited for it. Yeah.
Also, they give you a chance to get rid of the Wisconsin ball. Right there.
Yeah, through Nebraska and Iowa.
Yeah.
Good morning. I think you'll be fine.
A little unknown fact that you probably don't know about the relationship between Joyce and I. When I moved out here from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the executive director, we had a club of 600 people. So we had a staff, and they recommended that I do not cancel my membership, but when I come out here, I can just go visit clubs in the area. So I visited Marysville Morning and got to the Marysville lunch group. No one would speak to me except one guy who happened to be from Arkansas and Louisiana, who was a timber baron, but because of the school districts in Louisiana, comes out here to get his, and lives out here and to get his son through school, and then goes back during the summertime. He goes back and forth. He was the only one. However, Joyce was sitting over there. She was doing a makeup, and she waves me over to sit down. I sit down, so she starts talking about Lake Stevens Rotary. I said, okay, that makes sense. I'm living here. I might as well, I thought about that, so I came in. And this guy named Lauren and a guy named John Morrison, many of you might know and some of you might not know, that sit down. And in that row down there for about 11 or 12 years, the three of us sat there. So it was really Joyce's encouragement. Come take a look, and it's has never been a regret since. So. Thanks.
And $5 because I was late. I'm just happy. Lori.
So, I'm happy my daughter Robin and son-in-law James are coming for a visit this weekend, so we get to hang out with them. And, so this is sort of like a sad dollar because my rooster's a jerk. I got a bruise on my leg, and I was at the feed store yesterday, found out how to rehome him.
Cat rooster.
It's called it's called a cooking pot.
I'm not.
All right.
I know.
All right, thanks everybody for Happy Bugs and all that, and our speaker today, Amy's gonna introduce them, and I'm gonna work on getting the PowerPoint, hopefully sent.
Sam Toft is here from the Everett YMCA. I just wanted to say my kind of why and my experience with Everett YMCA. I joined actually when I was pregnant with Jordan. Brian moved up from Kent to the Everett area, and we didn't really have, and I was out of a previous relationship, so we didn't have a lot of friends. I was pregnant with Jordan and I wanted to have an unmedicated delivery. So I wanted to make my body strong and we needed friends. So we went to the Everett YMCA and started taking some group classes. And who knew that it was going to completely change the trajectory of our lives forever. I got strong, delivered Jordan healthfully. We had a healthy delivery. And
Easy for you to say.
we met some of our very dearest friends from the YMCA who now have become like Brian's business partners. And again, some of my dearest friends. I had the opportunity, I was invited to start volunteering at the Everett Y and said yes, even though I was really nervous, and I learned a lot of cool leadership skills. I was invited to join the board 5 years ago, and I've been the community campaign chair for the past 5 years, raising over $200,000 each year. Our community campaign is a way to invite folks to learn more about the YMCA and to subsidize our programs, so everyone can join regardless of the ability to pay. So the YMCA is a place where we did group exercise class,
My kids learn to swim. They've gone to the overnight camps, lots of good stuff. But more than that, it's a place where we feel community, we feel a part of something. Yeah, it's just so good. So it's more than a place. It really is a feeling and a place to feel safe. So with that, Sam Toft is going to talk some more. He is the Youth and Teen Director and the Assistant Director of Camp Casey. So Sam is the expert in all of the things. I'm going to have him come up.
Thank you, Amy. First time I met Amy, this energy has been the same since the day I met you, and it's always someone that's a bright spot for everyone. So, and I got to have the fun part of being with Jordan for a lot of times, and that's why Jordan's a hoot and a half. So, as Amy said, my name's Sam Toft, the in the assistant camp director and all that. I wish I could make it shorter, but this is what I got right now. It's a new role as of just January 2nd, so we're kind of rolling with it. I've got a little bit of my background here. I started working for the Y when I was 18 years old. Thought it was a college job. Here we are 8 years later. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Started as like a front desk worker and told my mom would never work with kids because I hated children. Here we are working with children for a living. It's definitely something that I get told on like a weekly basis. If I'm like, hey, I'm kind of struggling with some kids. And she's like, oh, when you didn't want to work with them. And I was like, yes. But background on me, I'm a third generation YMCA employee, which doesn't happen very. My grandpa was 96 and still volunteering for the Y before he passed away. We always joked in the family that we should be like a Time magazine cover if the YMCA had one. So my dad, my grandfather, and I. It was definitely something that as someone who didn't really want to work for the Y as a kid and now doing it, I really respect it a lot more the older I've gotten. And I'm still young, so I got some time. But between the three of us, we're pushing around 80 years of service in the Y. It's something we want to keep going. My dad and I jokes that I need to be around for I'd be 100 to get along. So because he's in the 60s, so it's like, let's get him there. But yeah, I'm also I work with kids. So like any questions you ever have, shoot them out. I'm so used to getting interrupted at this point. So where it's like normal silence just isn't really my thing. So before I get going, any questions about me, the human? And also I'm from Minnesota. So I'm sorry about Milwaukee. That's terrible. Just an okay area. So I got to hate on Wisconsin whenever I can. That's what we do. So a little bit about the why. We're going very macro and then working our way micro here. I'm just one branch representative here. Our main things for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. I'll give you $5 if you can guess which one I'm going to talk about today. We do this through our 7 branches, which is weird for me to say. Since I got here, it was 6 because we just got our 7th branch on January 2nd. We go all across the county. You can also probably guess which one's the new one, which is the one all the way over here in the corner. We have just recently purchased Camp Casey or Fort Casey from Seattle Pacific University, and we're going to dive into that later. The YMCA currently serves 1 in every 6 individuals in the county. And that number is actually more closer to 1 in 5. And we're hoping to get that to 1 in 4 by the end of next year. The numbers just keep growing and growing. We do this through multiple of avenues and multiple of ways. So you think about it with healthy living, it's pretty self-explanatory. Workout. Amy is a perfect example of actually both healthy living and social responsibility because she joined her board, finding ways to give back to the community, things like that. With youth development, we do this through multiple different ways. Sports is the big one. It's the largest sports program in the county. I'm not going to read through all these numbers. It's just more honestly for me to just good talking points, but if you want them, here they are. Childcare, we do before and after school care in every single county or every single city that we have like partnerships with. So we don't have a Lake Stevens branch yet. But for example, Everett Public Schools, we have a partnership with them. We have a partnership with Marysville, Mill Creek. Basically, we were in schools. Yes.
Actually, you own part of the after school program at Sunnycrest Elementary.
Correct. So we have most elementary schools in the area, we have some sort of partnership or relationship with if we have the capability of doing it. So camps is another big one. We do a bunch of outdoor day camps. Being from a small town in Minnesota, cannot believe the technology out here in Seattle and moved out here. So I'm really grateful that we have outdoor camps because I thought, wow, we're just going to be inside tech all day. And our overnight camp served 344 kids last year. It's our 3rd year in the program doing stuff like this. I am in the teen realm. We serve about 800 teens monthly across the county through both leadership development programs and also recreation programs. And then Big Brothers Big Sisters is a program to where if you are, as a former big myself, the basic behind it is we take a kid who hasn't had a good upbringing, a good, dealt to the right hand of cards, and we give them another positive role model in their life. It's actually one of the biggest needs that we have. So if you're ever thinking throughout this, like, how can I get involved? If you have the ability to be or know someone that can be a big for those, we have a lot of kids just sitting there because we really qualify, like the quantity of the match matters a lot more than the quality. And so, or other way around, quality matters more than the quantity. The goal is to have you match with a kid for 3 years. My little Minnesota's name was Charlie. I was matched in for 4 years. It was the best experience of my life. And so, yeah, we still talk. Once you hit 18, the kid, you separate. And so for me and him, I can still have a relationship. We talk about once a month about at this point. He's in college right now, which is just insane to me to think about. And so my mom was like, "You're like a dad at like 21. Like, how do you feel about that?" And I'm like, other people do it. Here is our Camp KP, and I want you to really, the big point with this one is the conference center. We are still keeping on the SBSU when they bought it from the military in 1956. They turned into a conference center. We're going to keep it a conference center and just add in the overnight camp element to it. So the big thing that they provide is sports groups, 4-H groups, family reunions, and I love that there's a school person here because we do school groups. We do absolutely a bunch of outdoor education, and that's honestly the biggest thing we try to push to honestly anyone. We have like a sea lab there. We have a beautiful area there. I'm guessing we've all been to Fort Casey in some way, shape, or form. If we haven't, get out there. It's beautiful. I was out there 2 days ago. The Olympics were showing. It was fun. So we also, the state of Washington has kind of realized in 2020 that only 50% of students in elementary schools get outdoor education. And so Camp Casey through Seattle Pacific University, who owned it before us, got accredited to be someone who can, the schools can receive funding if they get a week of outdoor education through us. And so we still try to grow and develop our school partnerships so we can get more kids out there with the state backing up on these funds. So it's a way for us to get individuals out there. And I said it was the 7th branch earlier because we are going to be turning this into a branch type model. So I was up in Coopville the other day, and I'm telling you, this is the worst pool I've ever seen in my life. And I've been, as a Y kid, I grew up going to a lot of pools growing up. The pool they haven't taken care of it. It's very it's to the point where we're going to probably invest a couple $1 million to get this tiny pool back up and running. That's how run down it is. The amount of individuals in that community, like Coopville, Oak Harbor, those areas, I know it's not in Snohomish County, but that are super excited for us to have that pool open again. I was at a local coffee shop before going to work there, and one of them goes, "Hey, my nieces and nephews, I taught them how to swim at that pool, and now their kids can do that too because you guys are now here." And hearing stuff like that, it's like, yeah, okay, this is why this community needs this. We're also doing adult fitness classes, youth sports, pickleball, open swim, basically anything you can see at a normal YMCA branch, we will see here at this camp. Also conference center, big thing there. So bunch of opportunities there. This is a photo of all of us here the day that it was signed. It was really funny. We had one group that was still signed on with Seattle Pacific, and then they had to transfer over to us mid-transaction. So on New Year's Eve, we had to have a group that went out and be like, "Hey, here's a brand new contract, enjoy the fireworks, or you can enjoy your time." But so we're in 1 month of operation there. It's going to be something that we hope that sticks around for 100 years. I really hope I get honored enough to have a name somehow on there or some way, shape, or form. Our executive director, Kyla, is, we always joke with her that we're gonna have her name's gonna be everywhere because she's one of the best human beings I ever met. And so, yeah, any questions specifically about this? This is the big one that we've been pushing like it's nothing. So we've been kind of
cool. What's the conference capacity? How many people can you host for a conference?
Honestly, as many as you, if you can fill it, you can get it. There's a bunch of spaces. I have an overview of all the photo on the next slide, and it's all the barracks are still there, and you can stay in all of them. I believe if you want to give me, it's around 4,000. It's a huge space. I get to program it for overnight camp, and it's a little overwhelming because it's this is a lot of space for a lot of things to do.
So SPU will still help with that piece of it?
No, so we bought we have all their staff.
Right,
So
you have their staff.
with the individual, so all 202 existing contracts still stayed with us. And so it's just a seamless transition. And that's kind of how that's going to work. So we get all the staff, which has been really nice.
Right.
I'm not going to go through all these. The big things I want to talk about. So we launched overnight camp in 2022. This is one of the biggest counties that didn't have an overnight camp in terms of YMCA's. My small town of 10,000 people had an overnight camp. like context wise to the fact our entire county didn't have one. 86% of campers had never experienced overnight camp before. And we're still getting that to this day. And it's just truly amazing because, I mean, you said or I don't know your name, but I'm sorry, but like in 6th grade, you went out to, Fort Casey, right? It's like the fact that like that was a big part of my childhood was camp, and the fact that we had like, 86% of campers who've never done that before. It was something that was really mind opening. It's like, wow, like we need to keep doing this because kids loved it. We're still growing, we're still expanding. Our goal, we hit 344 campers last year. Our goal this year is 625. Or around 40% of our kids are on some sort of scholarship in some way, shape, or form. We are the cheapest overnight camp in the area. And also, anyone who's looking for a job, we also pay the most. And so it's a double-edged sword. We don't really make a bunch, or profit-wise, but we get a bunch of kids in, we get a bunch of volunteers. It's the best thing that we do. I'm biased towards that because overnight camp is just the best. So.
So we can.
Depending on when you do it, our early bird registrations ends on the 16th, but currently right now, if you're a member of the Y, it's $990. Context wise, every other Y in the area is around $2,000 for the same amount of days. So we're like half the cost. Isn't that ridiculous? Right? I don't disagree.
When my kids were younger, 10, 15, whatever, I mean, a week camp was $300. I'm like, oh my God, that's for rich kids camp.
That's how much one day is.
Yeah.
Right.
At other local camps.
Yeah.
So like at our day camps, they're around $300 a day right now.
We renovated the barracks.
In the process.
Are they still in metals?
Oh, they're just, you can smell the sweat and blood from 1923. Like it's no room. I will say the chef out there, I've had a lot of camp food. The chef out there, she goes, "You're calling me Aunt Jackie?" And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Best food I've ever had. Like, it's like sitting home. And I was like, you do this for 500, like 1,000 kids. So like with the school partnership, Mount Tahoma Elementaries, all of them, the school district comes out and they're the first ones to do it. They have 1,400 kids that come in a 2-week span, and she feeds them every single one. She goes, my mentality is, it's like, just like you're sitting at home eating a family dinner. And I'm like, good, like that's impressive for that many individuals.
So where was camp, overnight camp the last 3 years?
It was at Warm Beach Conference Center. So we were renting.
Was that?
That was also old.
Right, and so my kids have been the last 3 years, and last time you guys want to go to camp, like, heck yes, no question. Right, it's like the experience, the connections, like we would sleep on the damn ground, and they don't know how much I'm paying, but.
And the beauty of it is.
And Jordan's gonna like be a camp counselor one day, right? Like, he totally digs it.
No, it's important. Pretty good.
100%, especially nowadays with technology. It's a way for them to disconnect. We're like a tech-free area. They don't need to be that. So much of kids these days are around like acting in a certain way, and you get home, you're like, look at me, what are you doing? Like, you weren't like why'd you change so much in the 5 minutes from the drive home at school to now, right? We get that a lot from parents in that overnight camp. We're very big on like, hey, we're going to be the weirdest versions of ourselves, because it doesn't really matter. You're not going to see half these kids ever, and they kind of grow and learn from that. It was really funny for Jordan to kind of, I'm always getting nervous public speaking. I've always been that way. And for me, I think could tell earlier today, but he never saw me like that at camp because it's just a different realm, And so, yeah, it's just a way for them to truly be themselves and find ways of doing that. And it's truly beautiful. So you kind of see this big overarching. We also own all this grass here, and so the idea, or trees, the idea behind it, the idea behind it is what we're going to do is we're going to have basically our overnight camp is going to be in the trees, and we're going to keep that conference center the way it is, so that's where they can live in like harmony. That big patch of grass, if you run around it, it is about 3/4 of a mile for one lap. And so a little part we just want to like a run club and to see how many laps can you do, kids, before you go to bed or tire you out or something. The goal of 2025, so someone mentioned the CIT. We've had CITs in our day camp. We've been growing with our ages to have CITs in overnight camp. As for CIT, I think it's one of the best things you can do for early job development, early ways that you can learn patience working with children.
What's the CIT?
Correct. Counselor in training.
Oh.
So it's like, it's counselor training. So the idea behind it is like you're like a helper. You don't have the same responsibilities. You still get that camp experience, but you don't get like, you're not put to work because it's legal ways we have to make that. Basically, anything a counselor does, they can't do. And so it's more of like, we find ways to be creative and like keep it legal, because that's the best way I can really say that. There's little ins and outs to it, because as soon as they start doing a job that, like a task that another staff does, it has to be paid. And that's state law. So we have to find ways to kind of keep it creative. And let me tell you, the Y loves in that little, like, when you're signing a contract, that little like underline, it says other jobs deemed necessary. That's like the biggest group there, because we find out ourselves doing everything. It's wonderful. We have more 5-night sessions, and the goal is to grow. You can kind of see the barracks here. This is a old, like 20 years ago, because like there's actually water in the pool. You can see basically where the idea is we're going to re-innovate the inside. The biggest challenge we have is we cannot change that view. It's a historical landmark, a state, it's protected. So everything we do either has to be in the trees or more like updated cabins and stuff like that, or it has to be all internal. And so you might be walking up to a building that looks like it's from 1920, you open up and it's like, wow, like this is a lot different, because that's the way we have to do it. They've been keeping their own maintenance though, and it looks pretty sticking good actually for how old it is. One thing that isn't on here is like the colonel's house. It's kind of cut off. It was actually used by the Seattle Pacific University's president, and that thing is wonderful. Nice little space there.
So you get to stay there.
No, not quite, I wish, but
Stay there.
no one does, actually. We're keeping it open for rentals. It has 20 beds in it, and so it's a good place for like a family reunion or anything like that, and we didn't want to fill it up with just me and 2 other people type thing. There's like ghost stories there, but we're not gonna tell the kids that. Yeah, any questions about overnight camp and anything like that?
How's the kitchen facilities? Do they need to be updated or anything like that?
Slightly, it's actually one of the best kept things there, and I think that's because of the Aunt Jackie. She's a hoot, one of those hoot and a half is what I would say. But so back to my more role, teens. What we do in the teen world is, I love, who said the Albert Einstein quote today? That was perfect. That's like half my job is getting kids to advocate for themselves. We do a bunch more than this. This is just the big 3 is what we call it. MAP is called the My Achievement Program. The idea behind MAP is that we partner with local middle schools and high schools. So I'm in every high school, middle school in Everett. We take kids of lower socioeconomic status and we try to get them secondary education. So half my job is teaching them, and I've learned so much through this, like how to get into college, how to write scholarships, how do loans work, how do you buy a house? It's very like the skills that the school district felt like they couldn't provide at that point, we've kind of supplemented it through the Y. We have a contract with schools, so they know exactly what we're talking about. The partnership is really, really wonderful. And we do a big college road trip at the end, and it's one of my favorite things we do, because it's like, these kids don't realize like you can come here, you can do this, and we try to mix it up more with, it's like trade schools, there's 4-year colleges, there's graphic design college. Like we try to make it very broad, so we have multiple interests and multiple likes while we do it. Mock trial and youth and government are sister programs. Mock trial is like for lawyers. Probably some of you have done this in some way, shape, or form. Basically, we compete against other kids across the state. It's our first year running it, and let me tell you, some of these Seattle prep schools, they've been doing it for 50 years, and we got whooped, and it was a good thing because that's how you grow and all that. But it's really cool for these kids because they get to go meet with local judges. I have 3 lawyers that come on and help me out, and so they get this like firsthand experience of how to do all this, and it's really wonderful. This is the photo of our youth and government crew 2 years ago. Youth and government is the big advocacy, so we get kids we teach them how to debate at Parley Pro. So like it's a parliamentary procedure. It's a way for us to kind of teach kids about politics without getting political, but also self-advocacy and how you can go out and do things like this. And so we go to the state capitol every year in May, and these kids write bills, turn them into law, they debate them, they're in the state Senate, they're in the state Congress or state House. They get to meet like the Speaker of the House. They got to meet Jay Inslee a couple of years ago. It's really cool to get to be with all these individuals that kind of help them advocate for themselves. The next slide is the big photo of all of it. So you can see my tiny group I'm tall, so it helps me, but a tiny group's there. This is the entire group of last year. These kids, I would probably say this is the pinnacle of our leadership that we do at the Y for teens. It's a student ran program. So we have, I guess, elected governor, we have an elected, basically every political position you can think of within the state government is elected on. Amy, you had your hand up.
That's Snohomish County YMCA?
No, this is the entire state.
The entire state.
Snohomish County, so we're District 1, half of these kids are us.
Right.
So we are the largest county, largest district. We send over 120-ish, 130 kids a year down there. The Seattle areas kind of struggle a little bit. They used to be really big and kind of after COVID, it's been a lot of retooling for a lot of these. This is a program statewide that'll get around 800 to 900 kids at its max. This is the 77th year we've done this. 43 out of the 50 states do it. It's a great way. And then there's national, so you can go to the whole national affairs. It's called Kona in DC. They get to go and yeah, it's a great program.
How much does it cost, Sam?
I say free. I never tell we do a bunch of fundraising. So all the team programs are free at the Everett Y. Amy, like through the events of our community campaign that Amy was talking about earlier, that's how we subsidize these kids in these programs. It's a 4-night stay in Olympia, and it's always been half my job is grant writing to get these funds down there. My job actually exists because of the community campaign. So every year I see Amy and like a big thank you because I exist because of you. But this program it's one of those where I always get asked one there. We have like adult, we're called pals because we really don't do anything because it's like half my answers is, well, did you talk to the person that you elected in the office? Because that's their job is to now coordinate this. And so I'm in charge of the House of Representatives there. And so the Speaker of the House, I'm like, it's her show. It's not mine. Like this kid who's a junior in high school is in charge of this gigantic chamber, which is really, really cool about the program. It makes me sound lazy, but I promise it's worth it. Any questions about this at all? Cool. That was the end. Very quick. I can go into the why all I want, but I also know that I've gone for 25 minutes, not bad. So if you ever had any questions, please let me know. We're always open. We're always here for anyone. If you want to help out and impact, volunteer, time, treasure, whatever, I'll gladly.
It might be a really stupid question,
No.
but I don't know why, I don't know what YMCA stands for.
So
Exact acronym.
So this is where the National YMCA is the Young Men's Christian Association.
Okay.
In Everett, Washington, or in Snohomish County, Washington, we are just the Y, just the youth. We actually don't even know what it actually is.
I thought that was a national rebranding, just nationally called the Y.
There's some independent YMCA's that are still really sticking to it.
YMCA.
Yeah, so it's kind of like not everyone, but some. Do you have a question?
Thank you so much for coming today.
Yes.
This has been amazing. This is right up our alley, actually, because I've lived in Snohomish County for a long time, and I had no idea the Y was not just a workout facility.
We get that a lot.
100%. I thought it was just a workout, like a gym with swim lessons and a youth group or something. So this is really great. How close are we? Because I know it's been on the agenda for a long time, but are we ever gonna get close to a Y in like Stevens? Because it would be fabulous here.
I gotta be careful. The answer was very close. Kind of going through some. Yeah, I don't know the most recent thing, but very is the answer is what I know. I know purchasing a camp probably delayed that a little bit, knowing that we're a non-for-profit, just having funds like that. But this is a place we want to have a branch. And like that, you are the short list.
For the city. It is the vision for the city,
It's-
and it's in the works.
It's truly a partnership, most Y, because it's the Y represents the community that you're in. So like, for example, the Everett Y, about half our members are on free, like some sort of like financial assistance. Not every branch does the whole free program thing. It just works because of the type of area that the youth that we serve. Actually, that youth and government crew, about half of them are Lake Stevens kids. And so we all kind of fight for Lake Stevens at this point, depending on where they are on the trestle and stuff like that between Marysville, Mill Creek and us. We have 1,500 Lake Stevens members at the Everett Y at this point. So
So we have a vocational scholarship that we try and give out, or scholarships that we try to give out every year. Is there a way that we could bring that information to your MAPS
yes,
program? And have you help us direct it to the kids that are looking at trade and VOTEC
100%.
opportunities?
I
The only
want
thing
it.
we would probably want it to be a Lake Stevens
Has to
student.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But if there's a way to do, if you know of that, because we've gone to the skill center, we've been at the high school, we've been everywhere trying to get, like, here is free money. And we just aren't getting out of this.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. We don't have any like none of my MAP kids, I meet them at the school, so they're all Everett, they're all local based, that's part of the partnership with the school district, so, we should connect. Yes.
Maybe Amy can answer this to Michelle's question, but I thought we were partnering with, or acquiring the Cedarwood Community Center for the Y.
Cedarwood Community Center is not going with the Y direction. It's, the Cedarwood place has too much water around it and it really can't be
Right.
renovated into
Yeah.
anything more. So the city's talking with the residents of that neighborhood and they're gonna kind of just have ownership of it, essentially. Yeah, that's the Parks Department.
I was just gonna say, I had the privilege of being the big. And I was matched from 4th grade till she graduated and we're still in contact.
That's awesome.
But I just think it's such a wonderful program and I had the opportunity to serve with Ted Winta
Yes.
on the board back in the day. And I think your organization is amazing and you guys do great work. And
Appreciate
I can't wait till it comes to Lake-Cedar, so
Appreciate it.
thank you.
You know, historically in this past, the YMCA was involved in low cost, housing for, men and then YWCA for women. Is that still something that an organization does at all?
The Seattle Wise is very big in that. We actually we prefer to partner with our local individuals who honestly do it better than us. I think a lot of YMCA's start to struggle a little bit because our bread and butter is what we know what we're good at. Most YMCA's do very similar things because it's like, yeah, we're good at childcare, sports, teams. We partner with local, like Cocoon House as an example, is a place that we partner with a lot. We provide free memberships for individuals that go there. So it's like, we have different ways for us to kind of do that, but the YWCA still does though. Yeah, as a whole. So, actually to your point, the whole swim and gym, like that is universal. That's not, I would probably say every time I come out to an event like this, I usually get a lot of people that are like, I didn't know you do more than that. And it's because, I think the Y doesn't hype themselves up a lot. We do in like weird, like different ways than I think our program participants. It's something that part of my job is to try to, advocate for honestly my own job, which is a kind of weird way, because that's kind of what I do is all the hidden stuff within the, but the way I would view it is, a lot of if you do use sports to the Y, more than likely that referee that's there at your game was a YMCA teen in some way, shape or form that went through the program. And so we show up in little ways, but not like in your face type of way, like a gym and a pool and things like that, so.
I think it's also worth mentioning that the number one demographic that's walking through the door is seniors. So our gymnasium is busting at the seams with like chair yoga and functional mobility. And then after their classes, there's always like a potluck, fellowship, opportunity to connect, and seniors just come and they just hang out all day. It's brilliant.
They go on.
Really gives them a huge purpose, and that was really driven. Anyways, Everett YMCA opened at a funny time. It was open for 100 days before it closed for COVID and stuff, but it has been a huge place for seniors to meet.
They do like field trips with each other and like do like, and it's like, it's one of our biggest things we do is with the senior, because the biggest thing in terms of like through the pandemic of like the loneliness, the senior loneliness epidemic was massive during that time. And so we tried really hard to bring it back. We actually have a potluck today. It's great because I get the leftovers, so.
Like honestly, like you name it and you serve it, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's 120 people doing yoga in a gymnasium. You can hear it, so.
How much is a Y membership?
I love to caveat that with like depends, because it really, well, in January. It's the majority of it is income based. I think right now we're at $135 a month for family, and a lot of people are like, hey, we don't really we don't really connect with, like, if I wouldn't work for the Y, I probably wouldn't get a membership there, because I'm like, I'd go to Planet Fitness for $10 a month. The big difference between the Y and places like that is the stuff that we don't tell you, basically. It helps pay for childcare, helps get individuals in. Basically, it's investing more in the community rather than the membership is the way we try to view it. But we also provide a bunch of financial assistance. It was like, I think the number was 53% of our memberships were on some sort of like financial assistance in some way, shape or form. Everett gives out more in financial assistance than the rest of the county combined. So it's a lot. A lot of it's our teen memberships. So we offer a free reduced lunch membership for teens. It's majority of the time it's paid for by someone in some way, shape or form.
Teens go to YMCA for $15 a month.
$40 a year now with that membership. Usually it's $40 a month, but we basically, any team that I know, I don't even care what their background is. It's like, no, we're getting you a debt membership because honestly, for us at the EverY, it's all about getting people in, getting connected. That money we'll get from other.
So they're EverY and not on the streets and doing
Yes.
whatever.
And they're showing up, they're engaged.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with the way we've grown, and I've been here for 3 years. That youth and government program for us started with 3 kids, and we're gonna be taking down 35 by the end of this year. Teen programs are really hard to grow and develop because they're being fought at by everything in every way, shape, or form, sports, clubs, friends, right? So if we can get a slice of the pie, like the Lake Stevens kids I even have, I have one that's in robotics at Lake Stevens High, and so I only get them like half the time. I'm like, yeah, you do your robotics great. Go do what you need to do. We have one that's competing in jazz band festivals. It's like, I'm just happy to get you for 50% of your time, and we can work with that and move on because you're doing positive things for yourself, and that's what matters. So.
Thank you.
Wow.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Stay warm. Yeah. Have a good weekend. We're going.
Oh, yeah, president left because I need to ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Don't ring it down. There you go. Nobody knew what to do.
Yes.
So we It's like, hey, like, it's what happened. So you're going
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, she is.
They're on the right side.
One of my favorite.
And there's 4 free grades. They're kids.
My son guy. I'll even.
And there's.
That's what we're talking
This is a co-op.
Why don't we try and start with these,
Oh, is there, like, right here, and it's- But they, I.
And it belongs to the fire department.
That's cool.
I'm sure, there is the possibility, because they still would like to have their headquarters here. Like, they're trying to get, our district in one down here. Not ready, rebuild, and that's the other story.
Yeah.
I guess they have learned that they don't have to tear it down to do the rebuild. They were waiting for the coffee shop. Right on the corner. That guy has backed out. Oh, really? They can hear that? Well, I think it's because of. They have to, that's when I really love you back for the first one in the last. See what
It was a three-way split.
Oh, cool.
He's gotta be at. Oh, that's cool. That's why they're gonna go ahead and do their own.
Did you hear what's going on this video? No. Applying to bigger development of how new houses. When they improved it. Developers don't want to come here. Well, the citizens. I've got to come. Oh, no, bring more people into traffic, more noise. No. So the city started engineering ways to slow the developer down. So the developer sued the city. Got a $2 million judgment. City can't afford to pay the judgment. This guy was the guy who take ownership. It's like. I listen to Curly on the radio after his house, right? Curly, he lives there. He lives in my farm. So. Well, if you listen. That's good. No, I'm sorry, it's Jim. I have these things. Okay, I'm not gonna. You know, you're.
Oh, that's all. I mean, you're the problem that you had. So I told him.
Yeah, I had 2 tickets in there, and then the next one says you have to have something in your shopping cart.
Yep, that's exactly what I told him.
I didn't make you feel better.
And he's.
I'll try to get mine. I'm trying to run it through.
Sorry, well, he needs some older thing, I don't know. I never buy stuff on my phone because they.
Well, they hired a bunch of officers, so we just have to do it right now. We're all athletes.
The mule car.
Hey, Victor, is that a rotary pass?
Really like, oh, let's not, let's take it just a small step. Make it.
Peter Rabbit, he's now.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah.
There's a list of people.
Afternoon, all time.
Molly.
The afternoon.
I had no idea. Yeah. It's hard to get.
Or we had to.
Everybody's sick, the dog is saying. I don't know how they do it. They have a lot of staff, that's why.
18-year-old kid here does custody. And it's like, he's just trying to get his first job, but so the fact that it's like, yes,
I understood that. It's not, I haven't been with Lynn, so growing up every time as a kid going to a Chinese restaurant, they always have the Chinese astrological fillings, no snake, dragon, all that, they always have it. It was always. So I'm very in and it's always playing. Every single time. Stop and look. And so every time I want to anywhere you see it in English, it says, it's like.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, I. How much is it like? I never. Takes it 40. Never do anything like I never.
I don't believe that's a wall. It's not even a real wall. It's a wall, but it's not really tied in, it's just separated. But there's like another office. And so.
Right.
We're gonna put the two desks in the office.
I guess non-for-profit. I'm excited to. You know why? That's how to find out. Hear all the stories. Seniors. Like, yeah, you're gonna. Everything.
Kurt was,
Nice to meet you.
That's where I think.
No. You guys.
I can tell you what.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't need.
Don't take it that way. If you ever ask me, this guy said. It's like this. But yeah, but I was pretty tough because I'd like to. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start talking about this for a long time. Thanks again.
There has never been an approval of a website.
Well, because you need a volunteer to do it.
Yeah.
You know, beggars can't be choosers.
So, Ron wanted to say something the other night.
Well, it's good, because we don't want to make anybody feel excluded. They have fun, right? We want to go this way.
You get somebody, I guess.
We got to start.
Right.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a burden. Wouldn't be easy. Same, like there, same height. So it was like.
I know, a lot of them are doing this.
With her. Amy and stuff.
I in court. Like they.
Energy exactly the same.
But,
So. I was like, I think I ought to be with me somehow.
Anybody want to turn in their badges?
Yeah, appreciate you.
Okay, and now,
Okay.
to Max and Nate.
That's why I'm right out of.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I'm
You
seeing
can say it.
full length sequence, so you.
Rochelle and David are going over to breakfast.
Oh, okay.
You want to go?
So I do the better, but better.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's not Marty.
It's not, I know, the other night, you're like, it's not hard, hard.
I'll show you the. Concept is.
Yes, because I think we're gonna see full length sequence, we're gonna
It
see
is-
what cocktail. It's just a lot.
Well,
We're definitely gonna see a lot of math.
Math.
So John, I talked to you, you see in math, horns, big things. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah.
You
No.
can do.
Oh, yeah, we're just talking about the masquerade. I was like, how about this one? All these dresses, you're like, no.